Hello everyone, I am Naiwal, and today I want to talk to you about the most ambitious game in the world.
What if there was a game set on a world the size of our planet? This is a game that will push the envelope for gameplay, and that will be playable on every modern computing device.
Yeah, what if there was a game? I was at my friend CJ's house, and they're like, hey, come look at this video that we saw. We see this video, and it's talking about a game that replicates the size of our own Earth, where humanity starts off as cavemen and you grow to the point where you go into space exploration, and then you can start conquering space, right? And the thought behind this game concept is every person in the game is a player, and you develop together, and you could play your own way however you want it to be. If you want to be a farmer, you could be a farmer or a merchant or a mercenary. Concept itself, I was like, well, this is very, very cool. And especially for 2012, it wasn't too widely done. It wasn't something that was brought up a lot. Keep in mind, this is right around the time whenever early access games started happening. It wasn't very common to just have games be proposed like this and almost marketed as a AAA experience that's about to be phenomenal. I think it rivals Star Citizen in terms of development time, because what if I told you this game is apparently still being developed? As I have kind of gone through this, I have found some very interesting things that I want to talk to you about with this universe project, and maybe we put some things in perspective on when we get too ambitious and make too many promises, what exactly happens in the long run. Now, this game didn't get a lot of attention, so it kind of fell by the wayside, and I don't think a lot of eyes were on it. And I also have purchased whatever it is that they've released on Steam as well, so we're going to check that out. So sit in and let's take a look into the Universe Project. So to start this video, first we have to see the sales pitch that was originally given to us. Let's take a look.
What if there was a game set on a world the size of our planet, with one universe that all players lived within, that allowed
Sounds
players
good
to expand without limit?
Yep, sounds like a dream.
Allowed you to come up with your own playing style.
Oh, what?
An infinite number of ways.
How?
The gameplay was as diverse as the choices you make in your own life.
What?
Where survival was necessary, weather was real.
Okay, Minecraft.
Numbers.
Minecraft
the
still.
Universe Project is the most ambitious and unique computer game project ever undertaken.
Okay.
It seeks to reinvent the computer game by creating a completely new genre, the virtual parallel universe.
All right, bold statement. At the time of this video being made, nothing as impressive has been made before. At this point, we've experienced several different types of MMOs, survival RPGs, that kind of thing. All right, back to the video.
It begins on a planet devoid of humanity and infrastructure, where the players invent their own tools, skills, and weapons, band together, teach each other, and build together. This is a world modeled after our own, a simulation of humanity by humanity as individuals. Just like massive online games of today, in the game, every character is a real player.
Okay. So now at this point they're saying no NPCs, which we've seen how that worked out with Fallout 76. So we know right there that would have been another reason why this game would have fell flat on its face.
And each player controls a single character in the game world. A player can pick apples to sell in a nearby town, or build a farm if they want more efficiency. A player can build a boat to sail across rivers and lakes, or ships to get across the largest of oceans. Players can steal what they do not have, or raise armies to conquer entire villages or even empires.
And raising armies. Now they've already established that this is player led, right? At a certain point, a clan, would run everything, I feel like. And then I don't know.
A player can start his own village, governed by his own rules, or mastermind the building of a nation, fueled by economic growth and stability. The game environment will be enormous, and it will start on a planet the actual size of Earth.
Crazy shit.
To put this into perspective, if a player were to attempt to walk completely around the game world, it would take just over a year.
See, now in my mind, I was like, that's so cool.
We won't be
As back in 2012. That's so cool. Looking back on it now.
stopping at a single planet, however. As the game progresses and players continue to advance their technological strengths, eventually all of space will open up to them. How you
And No Man's Sky has already beaten them to that. Right? Procedural generated planets. You can go there however many times you like. The technology now exists to be able to make a lot of what this game is presenting.
succeed in this ever-changing world depends on what interests you most about it. What would you do? Learn more about this
All right, then old school YouTube annotations, right? So
project by choosing one of
let me
these
finish it.
videos.
Okay, that's it. Okay. So, and it's implied here that they want you to be able to play it on everything: your computer, your phone, your TV, Xbox. I don't know. I don't know if smart TVs weren't even a concept back then. So we'll say consoles, whatever the freak that is, and then iPad, right? So the original description said, the most ambitious video game project in history, universeprojects.com, instead of just calling it a concept. And this is, through the Wayback Machine. Sign up at universeprojects.com to get access to the project and refer your friends to gain early access when the game is ready. We are creating the most ambitious and unique gaming project ever undertaken. This game is currently in development, and this video is the centerpiece to our pre-Kickstarter campaign with development while development continues. For more information, let's see if this blogspot exists. Blog not found. Okay, let's put that into the Wayback Machine then. Creating the most ambitious computer game in history. Frequently asked questions. I just need to thank everyone for their participation this past weekend and getting the word out on the Universe Project. It has indeed been a crazy ride because all of you, the video got nearly 100,000 views and almost 6,000 signups within the first 24 hours. Watch the video on the game. Is there permanent death in the game? There will likely be two modes available to players: permanent death and non-permanent death. So there's another thing. You're already separating your audience by doing that. So that would have been interesting. Listen, looking back on this now, there's a lot of insight we have through various game experiences that have been out there that we can learn from and see where this game likely would have failed. The permadeath option would see accelerated character improvement. The top runner in the system, where players who choose the permadeath option would see accelerated character development. This means players who don't choose permadeath will take longer to advance the strengths of their character, but they would eventually hit the same level. Will a character die from old age? As the character ages, it will be more difficult to maintain certain physical attributes. So yeah, which I remember there was another game that was pitched that, oh yeah, it's medieval and your character can grow older and stuff. I can't remember the name of that game. If you remember it, leave it in the comments. I think about a game about life is boring. Everyone plays games for different reasons because I don't know if that's a question. Sounds like he's addressing a criticism. Gets a kick out of different things in life. There's no reason why one game can't satisfy all. And the best way to accomplish that is by creating a game based on the one environment we know can be enjoyed by all personality types of real life. Of course, not that everyone does enjoy life. Those who generally dislike everything have other issues and probably won't like this game either. Okay, this is fun. Let's look at this one. But what you're proposing is impossible. You would need 1 million servers and 1 million man hours to make it. Hoax. This seems to be the most popular misconception about the project. People seem to think we're proposing to literally recreate the universe at a molecular level or something similar. The game is a simulation of humanity, the way we generally perceive actions, results, and requirements. Well, you said you wanted to rebuild the game world to be the size of Earth, and then there is going to be multiple planets. As for the millions of servers, every time you play Minecraft, you're playing an infinite world, and yet it is generated on a single computer. It will be a feat to scale the game to be able to handle millions of players, but it's the player count that will determine how much we will need to scale the infrastructure, not the size of the world. I'm not a developer, nothing like that, but I know enough to know that the more information that is loaded and saved onto a world and a setting, the more of that world that gets explored and discovered. Now, the thing with procedural generated stuff like Minecraft is that stuff isn't loaded in until it is discovered. This is suggesting to have a replica of the world we already live in, huge, already loaded, and it would have to be considered loaded at all times in case of a player going there. To a degree, you're going to have players building in separate parts of the world to stay away from neighbors who may want to come and take their stuff. I don't know. That's a lot to load. The server size would be insane, especially back in 2012. Finally, regarding the millions of man hours to create the game, it's not as difficult as you might think. To begin with, there's no need to create every permutation of skill available in the world today for the first release. Skills will be added to the game over time, years even, which, okay, that makes sense. Players won't even notice when new skills are added to the game because they will be discovering new skills arbitrarily. As far as they are concerned, they won't even notice when there's a new release unless the UI change. Then how do you propose to update people's game? Okay, anyway. Oh shit, here we go. All right. Will there be real money transactions? Yes, there will. And the very first thing people tend to think is that this will break the game. The real money transactions will only be for goods or services purchased from other real players. The other player will have had to acquire the goods or perform the services the old-fashioned way. There will be no such thing as buying goods out of thin air to gain the advantage over other players. Furthermore, there will be no global auction house. Transactions happen in person, one-on-one. Furthermore, there is no reason why anyone needs to use real money, and if you opt to not use real money, there is no loss for you, depending on the reason why you play. You might even have a better game experience. Those who don't use real money also stand a good chance of making money in the game from those who do. So hold up, brother. So you're telling, oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't look into this back in 2012. You would have to, that's the thing. It has to start somewhere. The money comes from somewhere, right? They don't say you create the currency. They don't say that. That never comes up, right? Yeah, sure, the product or whatever you're trying to get does not come from thin air, but neither does the currency. You have to put real money in, it sounds like, is what was intended. You have to put real money in. And it has to start with someone, puts in bare minimum, like $10, I imagine. And then they can buy stuff from other players. So what if no one buys anything? So there's no currency. And whatever you're trying to talk about, this infrastructure, it's wild. And then to have all this money just be in your game, what does that mean? So this makes me think that this might have very well have been like the first NFT kind of game before NFT games were a thing. Because I know we have Earth 2 or whatever. I can't remember what that NFT game was, but it was essentially a replica of Earth, and you could own things from Earth. And I don't know. What an insane concept. Okay. What about all the gold farmers? They'll break the game. Let them. Those who want to farm to make money, make it so other players don't have to. And it will allow them to buy materials for cheap to create their civilizations. The economy, what the fuck? The economy in the game will be based on local needs and supplies of the players. Inflation won't be a problem. Dude, you said you can buy money. You said that's crazy. Okay. It will be a natural part of the game. If you have too much of a resource, then ship it off to some other location in the world that would pay a high price. Keep in mind, shipping it off. That in itself is a whole other ordeal because there's other players involved. That means you're paying some courier or you're paying like a whole caravan of people to ship it off. And then, you got raiders. People playing as raiders just rob your shit. Are the first people in the game going to be playing in a primitive era and the people who join later on 2+ years down the line playing in a high-tech future world? Yes, essentially, although high-tech likely wouldn't happen for more like 10 years. So at this point, if this game had been made, high-tech, that's where everyone should be, right? Now, if you think that is a long time, consider how long we've been getting expansions for World of Warcraft. Stop! Which World of Warcraft just got another one. So that's the video offers no indication that you're capable of making something like this. How can we know you're capable of it? You're right. Shit. The purpose of the video is to garner interest, and it did. God dang it, it did. Okay. What about marriage? Could you adopt a child character and raise it? How do these characters develop? What? Actually, yes. Raising a child will be implemented, but some experimentation, what the fuck, will be required to see how well the system is accepted, as it would be something new for everyone. When do you think the Kickstarter will be? What sort of time are you looking here? At the moment, the answers to these questions are in a flux, and I cannot offer a ballpark right now. The most pivotal factor will be funding, and we are working on that. I can say that it won't be 5 to 100 years, as people have speculated, before a Kickstarter. We need to have everything working, have a working prototype. At this point, we have the complete game design technology overview and a series of technical demos. I want more. I want to help. What can I do? Be active in the community, answer questions that come up on YouTube site, Facebook, free moderators. Okay. Get the word out. If you're really itching, feel free to use some of the online promotion services from Fiverr at Fiverr 2. For $5, you can generate a lot. Wait, what? If you're really itching, they told people to use Fiverr to promote their referral link. And they said, go spend $5 so someone can go to your referral link. This might be a good way to get referrals, but I'm not sure about it. What? If we go to the link that was in that description, you can actually get to the website. At least at this time, it was August 20th, 2013. So we see at this point, he was only looking for 15,000. Got 18,576 backers. There's monthly donations coming in of $284. Tons of signups, tons of visitors, right? We get a little bit more pictures on how it's going to look. This was smartphone demo. A smartphone demo. I don't know. It's interesting because they made it seem like that wasn't going to be their main focus. Like it was going to be. We go to the comments. Let's go to the comments real quick. So the comments, this simply isn't worth funding something so overly ambitious. Not only would this take an unfathomable amount of man hours, but it is simply not possible with our current technology. 500 man hours optimistically for a proof of concept demo, and the technology has been available for the past 10+ years if you remove the playable on all devices. And the focus clearly shifted over to phones at some point. Development timelines. All right, hold up. This is weird. Okay, so how does the space... Hold up. See, this is where the space game is like being mentioned. What the hell? Development timelines. This is roughly estimated time map for the next few months. And as little as 2 months, we're expecting to be able to private testing with the space game. How does the space game fit in with development? I thought this was a simulation of humanity. What? Using the space game as a testing platform is a big win on at least 2 major fronts. First, a real-time space shooter will provide much-needed stress testing of the game elements, networking framework. The second big win has to do with the fact that we're donation funded. The space game, for lack of a better term, will allow us to showcase progress on the foundational frameworks much sooner, allowing gamers to get their hands on something fun to test and play before the Universe project is ready. So this base game is just a whatever, just a testing ground for it, right? So here's the referrals thing. Okay, with 1 referral, you will have access to the private beta test. With 3, you'll have access to the alpha. With 6, you have access to every single pre-alpha technical demo we put out. 12, you get the game at a 50% discount when it gets released. Donations, there are rewards. 736 have reached this level. Every dollar you donate gives towards purchase of a final game. 693 people gave $5. You will get the basic donor tag in the game to show that you helped make this project happen. You will also get access to private beta tests. 551 people donated $10. When your character discovers the ability to make signs, you will have a unique looking sign. You can use it to advertise yourself. You will also get access to the first alpha test. 494 people donated $20. You get special gold donor tag in the game to show that you helped make this project happen. It will be a bit more noticeable than the basic donor tag. You will have access to every single pre-alpha technical demo we put out. Finally, you get the full game when it is released. So they wanted this to be just basically a $20 game. Donations of 100 people gave. When your character discovers the ability to make certain structures, you will have a unique looking building graphic. 41 people donated 100. You'll get special platinum donor. When your character discovers how to make certain types of clothing, you will have a unique set of clothes. When you start your characters in the final game, you will be given the option to start your characters near certain types of resources. 17 people donated 250. You get diamond donor, everything above, I'm sure. And at some point during development cycle, you will have the option to opt in on a 1 hour, at least, one-on-one phone call with the creator of the Universe project. I wonder if these 17 people ever talked to that guy. Interesting. Let's kind of go back here, right? So this is updated with the Survival Planet Universe project concept. Top comment, RIP Universe project. Nope, still very much alive. This is Nicholas. This is at least the guy that we know we were supposed to email. We got $1 million in funding from the CMF, and we're working on the Universe engine. And we got voidspacegame.com, not dead. What the hell is Voidspace? Good God. You'll get $500 worth of store credit immediately. And this is all focused towards this Voidspace game. Like, they pivoted so hard. And they said the Universe project got a donation $1 million from the CMF. I think that is the Canada. Answers Voidspace. Because I got the game on Steam. We're going to play it. I just need... We're not creating an account for this. I don't trust it. Let's see. $1 million in funding from the CMF. What was it? Oh, shit. Can I find that? I guess let's follow the Reddit. The Universe project has been fully funded, say, 10 years ago. Huge announcement. We are fully funded. The CMF announcement can be seen here. It's in Warfare. What do they call it? Dead by Daylight? Shit. Well, okay. All right. I know Dead by Daylight. That was a funding. Well done. Holy crap. But here it is. Voidspace. 900. Wow. Voidspace. Universe projects. $998,219. I almost said 18. Voidspace is a Twitch-based, massively multiplayer online role-playing game MMORPG, and they said Voidspace and the Universe engine are fully funded. And he referred 12 people, and one of them even donated $20, and now you don't have access to the game. I was wrong, not so fast. It seems that Voidspace has been funded, or has it? When you look into the CMF support, wait. When you look at the CMF website under Voidspace, it says status decision when you're looking at the FAQ for experimental stream of funding. And you find this. Funding decisions indicate the selection of projects who have qualified for the CMF support, but have yet to finalize all contracts. Only programs using a selective competitive process to allocate funding are subject to funding decision. Funding results list indicate approved and contracted applications for all the convergent and experimental stream programs. So no, the project is not officially funded. It will not be until the decision status goes away. You're welcome for having me do the homework for you, you sycophants. Oh my God. They have gotten the money. The website just needs updating. Speaking of sycophants, holy shit. No, the project has not been officially funded. Okay. My prediction was as follows. The Canada Media Fund will not have delivered the money as VS, Voidspace, will not have passed a review process. That prediction was true. If this somehow gets actual final approval, my sincerest wishes for Nick's ability to pay the $900,000 back and my deepest condolences to the Canadian taxpayers. My username is the foundation of all my previous correct predictions, and I stand by that. What was his username? Yeah, nothing shows here. The Universe Project is a scam, hence its complete absence in its funding application. Yeah. He left out that this is not a grant, but repayable. Okay, let's check in May. Let's see if we got any updates for it in May. Still in decision. Selection round 2. Dead by Daylight, still in decision. The vision of Dead by Daylight is to create an emotional experience designed to invoke the terror of classic movie. The gameplay is designed to make players feel like... I mean, genuinely though, that is kind of cool to have actually seen a hero on this list. What? Do you still plan on being able to have players discover inventions and sell them for a modicum of real money, or have you decided to go strictly in-game currency? Okay, let's check that out. Transactions have been mostly implemented in Voidspace as well, and I hope to do the same with this game. It would come in the form of cryptocurrency. Yep, god damn it. Trade between players. It should be noted that we haven't actually released the cryptocurrency. I mean, I guess I'm not too surprised to see it devolve into an NFT game, because I feel like he might have been laying the path for it to begin with and even know it. And I mean, shoot, weird. I like the graphics from the concept video better. What's the concept video?
Other players. Imagine a game that allows you to play everything from an
No fucking way. He hired the same guy?
There is a game being made that will challenge what you think is possible in a video game.
This guy needs to stop. This guy needs to stop. No way he remade it. The comments are turned off. I wonder why. Holy hell, boy.
It is simply more visually impressive. This is a game that will push the envelope for gameplay and that will be playable on every modern computing device. Imagine a truly real-time game that allows you to freely explore the world around you.
Stop.
Resources, build infrastructure, and trade with thousands of other players. Imagine a game that allows you to play everything from an exile or pirate to inventor or teacher or even a world leader. A game where you play as a single individual, forming groups with your friends to survive. A game that has no NPCs, where quests come from real players with real needs. A system where each time a character comes up with a new skill or invention, its properties are unique, and only the character can reproduce it unless he decides.
So he went whole hog in the void space. This is the same goddamn thing. It's the same thing. The skills, the inventions, the leader. Oh my god.
We are building the Universe Engine, a multifaceted game engine that is specifically designed to produce this game. The engine itself takes a radically different approach to game development and will allow us to easily create a vast amount of content for the invention system. By defining the circumstances in which an idea can be found, defining what it takes to develop an idea into a reproducible skill, and defining the chances of the end result having various attribute values, we effectively create a system where no two inventions are exactly the same. Everything from the type and quantity of the materials required to the proper...
I don't even want to get into the issue of balancing issues on that. I'm just saying, no two inventions are the same. Well, odds are, you know, like what the heck? Because someone's going to get a peak invention. I don't know.
Voidspace is a game where real money trades between players are encouraged and not prohibited.
Who's this voice actor? He had to have been a friend of this guy to have been using it again. Now fully funded and in active development. Okay. I'm not going to get too much into the Voidspace stuff. Initial bid for funding was denied for reasons that I believe are fair enough. I found out today that our bid for financing our survival planet project have been denied this time around. Put any questions you have. Are you making any money off of this? The game you're apparently going to use to make the more ambitious game isn't out, and I doubt it's much of a player base. I had to go through 10 Google searches to get here, as Crypto Space Commander understandably has the rest. I really don't see how you can expect to make one of the most ambitious projects ever when your less ambitious one is only now releasing. I would cut my losses at this point. It's not as though there are many backers still holding out hope. I admire your dedication, but is right now really the best time to try and secure funding for a different project? Should you even try to secure funding for that project at all? I know I'm exceptionally late to the after party, but I was nostalgia tripping and just had to comment. The focus is on I'm gonna downvote this. No, okay. Focus is on getting Voidspace out. I'm not currently looking for funding on Survival Planet. Was it time to look for funding? It was. You don't look for funding when your project finishes unless you want a year or two break between projects. The project will die when I'm dead. Until then, I'll keep making it. It's a cool concept, and gameplay is enjoyable once you actually figure stuff out. Cell phone game where every action has a clock timer attached to it. Every action. And then tutorial and times are timers in tens of seconds. I would like to give this a good review. I love that they are what they are trying to do with the game, but at present it's not much of a game. It's a waiting simulator. I constantly found myself thinking, well, in 10 minutes I may get to do something, but it's just more waiting. You research stuff, you build X minutes, then you research stuff and actually build it in Y minutes, and you build the parts in Z minutes, and then when it's finally done, you build the actual thing in XYZ minutes. Rinse and repeat. Too much time staring at a screen where nothing happens, and nothing's going to happen for X minutes at a time. Continuous problems with connection. If you lose connection, you die and lose everything you need to continue playing the game. I restarted 5 times before I gave up. The game is not terrible, but with current problems, it's not playable. All right, well, I suppose we check out the game that does not work. The game won't even launch. It's gone. The game is gone. And that is the Universe Project, at least right now. He said it himself. Nick said the game will die when he dies. And I guess I believe him. Listen, I got to make it clear. This isn't me like roasting the guy who made this. I think it's a very interesting journey into following a project that was ambitious and hooked a lot of people. And it turned into something else. And then in the end of it, nothing came out of it. Like nothing. But people have given money and like genuinely donated bukus of amounts of cash. And even, I guess Canada was even considering them at the time. I mean, Canada didn't give them the money. I'm obviously not reaching out to this Nick guy to talk and ask if he wants to comment on the video and maybe give some more details there. I mean, if you are watching this, dude, you made an NFT project. And that alone is plenty of reason why it's not appealing to people. And this ambitious video game, there was something there, and I think there was plenty of people who would have wanted to play that. Ideas and concepts, there was some of that stuff was a little open-ended. Some of it definitely would have been completely imbalanced now that I think about it. But it's a cool concept. I think there are plenty of games now that do a really good job of kind of handling some of those ideas. I mentioned earlier that No Man's Sky did a really good job of being able to explore the universe and do space stuff and have all these procedurally generated planets that you can discover on your own. Taking that kind of approach and applying it to an idea like this would be a step in the right direction. I wonder what happened that made this go so crazy, and maybe it was just because the hype was so real and people bought into it so early, because back then we didn't have these experiences of buying into the hype too early. I think that we were like in a golden age of gaming. 2012, I mean, we got Minecraft, we had Borderlands, Skyrim had just come out the year before. Like, Bethesda was in its heyday. Call of Duty wasn't complete, like, repetitious garbage yet. Then I think it was easy to buy into it, and we didn't have the horror stories that we do now of what we expected Cyberpunk to be at launch, or what No Man's Sky was expected to be at launch. And these stories just repeat themselves over and over again. And I think the people who ended up buying into this hype, and it didn't get a lot of coverage, I don't think. So here's me wanting to talk about it. If anyone wants to look into it more and cover anything that I missed that you think is interesting, or if you think I should come back and talk about it from another angle with new information, please let me know down in the comments. But I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you found it entertaining. If you did, please leave a like, share it with like-minded friends as well. And until the next video, whenever that will be, I will see you later.